What's up? So today is Tuesday, November 25th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. So I'll be coming to this session with a bullish bias. So I feel like I just like how we're reacting off this low so strongly right on the daily. I've been talking this for a couple days now, I feel like. And then on the smaller time frames, right? So we've opened up this 4 hour gap, right? So we're coming into a 4 hour gap right now. We're also into like a 1 hour gap. So we've retraced. I feel like the most clear draw that I'm seeing right now is I feel like we could come up to a previous day high on NQ. But the only thing is ES already swept previous day high. So we have like an SMT at the low, and there's also an SMT at the high. I like the reaction off that low. If there was a 1 minute in this leg, that would tempt me. I usually don't like taking trades that close to market open, but and I'm really not trying to rip this 30 second. I mean, there's an SMT at London lows. I would love to see like a little bit of a deeper pullback maybe, and just not like an entry so close to the open. And one reason I feel like I wouldn't take this setup is there's like a really like see the SMT at the highs. That's another thing going against this 30 second inverse. I wish there was a more clear gap in this leg that we're in right now. I feel like there is like I'm looking at like I mean there's this 5 minute here, but taking an inverse off this 5 minute I feel like is just so not ideal. I mean, so I feel like at this point the thing I'd be highest confidence in. I mean, there's a 15 minute we're delivering from right now. So if let's say we come up, especially if we invert this 15 minute right here, I feel like this 15 minute gap is gonna be my condition for this range. So like if we keep respecting this 15 minute gap and keep pushing down lower, I'll be bearish. But I feel like if we're gonna come up and start pushing through this gap and looking like we're gonna invert it, I feel like I have to be bullish. But overall higher time frame I'm bullish. What's up, Baka Kenu? How are you? Happy to see you again, bro. Yeah, I feel like if we're gonna react off this London low though and just keep pushing up, we gotta be bearish. I'm sorry, bullish. And also another reason I would never take this 5 minute inverse up here is it's like also inside of a 15 minute gap. So like that 5 minute could inverse, but in theory that 15 minute could hold. You said ES flying. ES really is flying. Surprisingly, we haven't taken out this 930 high yet on NQ. So if we're able to push a little lower, that would be a good target to be honest. Because I feel like 930 wicks, good targets. And isn't there a data high that I'm forgetting about somewhere up here? Oh yeah, I totally can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a data high up here. That's another great target. Let me check. Where's the data high on? Yeah, this is the data high on ES. Yeah, honestly, I mean, like, this isn't a setup I'm too comfortable taking, but I feel like once we invert this 30-second, I could definitely see this playing out. I mean, I really wouldn't be comfortable taking this 30-second, though, for, like, a couple of reasons. The first reason I wouldn't take an inverse off this 30-second is we took so long to inverse this. Additionally, we're building up some low resistance liquidity at the stop. Like, see, there's all these stacked lows down here. I don't like that either. And another thing I don't like is there's like this ridiculous SMT at that 930 high. Like ES is so far past this high. Because I like going break even when either NQ or ES takes the most recent internal high. And in this case, I really can't do that. I feel like higher time frame though, it's a good trade. Like I could definitely see this being the level we react off of. Honestly, me personally, if we're able to come down, sweep out these like stacked lows down here, maybe even put it in SMT. Like if we could re-sweep this low over here, I would love to take a long off that, to be honest. It's possible we might not come down that far, but honestly, I'm looking at, I hope, I don't want to jinx it. If we're able to keep coming down, if we're able to open up this 1 minute and we sweep out that low, I would take whatever like the highest time frame inversion this leg is right here. Because I would, me personally, I would love the targets on that. Like, honestly, I usually don't leave runners. But today, if I'm able to get an entry like all the way down here, I would honestly consider holding a runner all the way up to data highs. Oh, there's this tiny ass 30-second here with an SMT. Mm, there's no SMT. I feel like I might want to try this. Hmm. Only if the candle closes. I'm not taking that. Oh my god, what is that candle close? Hmm. Only if I get a strong candle close to this 30-second. Like a really strong close. Something about, so I don't know why. I have this weird feeling where I feel like this isn't a good trade. Yeah, honestly, I think that the reason I'm feeling like that is I think I don't like these stacked lows down here. But there is an SMT with this most recent low. Okay, if we're gonna close like that, I mean, well, that's a new candle though. I mean, honestly, the only way I would take this is if we get a ridiculously strong close. Yeah, we're not getting strong closes right now, at least. Am I speaking too soon? I'll try this, honestly.
Order filled. Order filled.
Hmm. That is not the reaction I wanted to see. I might get stopped already. Hmm. That was so close to my stop. Yeah, I'm probably out
Order
there.
filled.
Okay, whatever. I mean, I'll still try a long off London lows. Yeah, this is honestly what I should have waited for. I just like the close on that. That was a strong close in the 30-second. But hopefully we can give me another setup. Oh, I would love, honestly though, if we could open up like a 1 minute right here. I would rip that 1 minute any day of the week. And you said, do you have a top step code? I mean, I don't have a top step code. I mean, no one really has a top step code. They don't really do affiliates. Honestly though, whatever the highest time frame, I hope we open up a 1 minute here. But I also have to have a point where I say my bias is incorrect. I mean, I feel like there's so many good bullish targets though. Like we have a 930 high above, right? We have data highs, higher time frame are so bullish. Yeah, I'm sticking to my bullish bias, honestly. I feel like the point at which I'd start changing my bias, honestly, is I feel like if ES like breaks this SMT, like if ES comes down and kind of sweeps out this low down here, I know it's kind of far away. Oh, because I feel like NQ is really dumping. There is pending home sales at 10 a.m. You're just dumping. Honestly, what I'm thinking about right now is I feel like that trade I took before, I know I lost on it, but like, honestly though, I feel like we had this reaction up here, and like there was this 930 high right above, and ES at the same time had this data high above. You said, what do you think of the top step new price changes? Honestly, I like them. I think they're pretty good. I feel like for cheapness wise though, like my funded futures has been beat by a little bit, but they have like a smaller payout cap. Yeah, so we took out London low, so there's no longer an SMT there. There's no longer an SMT here. I feel like at this point, I feel like 10 a.m. might kind of clear things up because what there's like orange folder news at 10 a.m. I mean, because right now I'm sure we're about to tap into this like discounted 4 hour. I don't know if that's necessarily discounted. Probably not, honestly. No, it's not discounted. But I mean, I feel like that's a more discounted 4 hour rate. So maybe we could get a reaction out of that once we tap into that. You said, do you trade gold? No, I don't trade gold. I only trade NQ and ES. Well, I only trade NQ, but I watch ES. So honestly, at this point though, I feel like I'm waiting until 10 a.m. because I usually don't like taking trades right. Like even if there's it just like if it's just orange shoulder news, I don't like taking a trade right before then. Like I'll take a trade around here because there's time before the news release. But said how long you've been trading? I guess like trading seriously like 3 years. Trading overall like 6 years. You said I want an honest answer from you. How many accounts do you blow in Top Step? I guess maybe 20. But I mean, I feel like that's a hard question to answer because like if you copy trade them together, do you count that as one blowing? You know what I mean? Instead of like copy trade three together or copy trade five together. I guess 20 and 25 though is my guess. I've also been trading with Top Step for like when did I start trading with Top Step? Probably mid 2024. So almost a year and a half I've been trading Top Step, I guess. He said I did 10 times. Don't know what I'm making mistakes. I mean, just make sure you're journaling your trades. And you can always like look at like, oh, well, maybe I made this mistake and see like if there's trends over time. And also just make sure like whatever you're trading has like you know as an edge over time. I really want my funded futures to drop their Black Friday deal or Thanksgiving deal or whatever it's gonna be. I really want them to make the core accounts. I think they used to be like one time they were in a discount. They were like $66. I want them to do that again. That would make me excited. I also haven't traded on Tradeovate in like a hot minute though. I guess it's only been like a month or two, but so I guess we're finally looks like we're having at least some small reaction off this 4 hour right now. I mean, at this point though, I feel like I definitely want to wait for the 10 a.m. orange folder news because I feel like it's probably not gonna do much. But I feel like it's always the times where I think like 10 a.m. orange folder news is gonna do nothing and then just kills my trade, stops me out and goes my way. So it's probably gonna tap into this is a 5 minute gap up here. So like I feel like if we were gonna continue bearish, we'd probably come up and tap into that gap and continue lower. So I guess we made equal highs with the unfilled gap. That is not gonna. Oh, I guess it tapped into it by a point. Yeah, it tapped into it by a point. So the interesting thing is, I feel like if we're gonna have that strong of a reaction off the 5 minute, we might remain bearish. But I'm not willing to take a trade this close to news. Okay. So this seems more likely. I feel like us just running through this 5 minute and not respecting it at all. I feel like higher time frame makes more sense because we just tapped into like this 4 hour gap, right? Respecting it pretty well. There's probably some new SMT that I haven't noticed. Eh, not really. Not anything significant. But so honestly, as we're moving up toward this 930 high, this data high, previous day high, right? If we open up any 5 or 15 minute gap while trending up, I would use that like as a condition where I could take a long off of that. Yeah, we're definitely getting a clear reaction off this. You said, are you on micro or mini? Well, I mean, I chart on the the mini, but I trade the micro. Honestly, it'd be nice if we could open up this 5 minute right here. If we could open up that 5 minute, trade into it, and start respecting it, I would take a long off of that. We're probably not gonna open up that 5 minute though. So we do have, what is it? I keep forgetting. It's pending home sales, and it also says Richmond Manufacturing Index comes out at 10 a.m. like 3 minutes from now. So honestly, it'd be cool if we could open up this 5 minute and let's say news comes out, manipulates us down, we tap into this gap and start continuing higher. That would be cool. I would take a long off that definitely. If I get like a clear inverse fair value gap. Oh, I'm always so tired. And it looks like we're going to open up. I mean, it's probably going to get ran through and not respected, but we're probably going to open up this 15-minute gap here. Where I feel like I'd pay attention to that 15 minute where, like, obviously I want to remain bullish. But let's say if we tap into the 15-minute gap and get a very clear reaction out of it, I would need to question my bullish bias. It's like a minute and a half till news. What even? It's probably a 15-minute gap I have marked out. You said it's going to the moon. NQ, yeah, NQ. I feel like it manipulated down, and now we're just gonna V shape right back up. Honestly, I'm just looking for some form of entry to capitalize on that. But I mean, there's gonna be news coming out right now, in like 30 seconds. It honestly might do like nothing, but I just want to be cautious in case it does do something. Oh my god. I don't know why this makes me feel accomplished. I think, Dodgy's DD, the inversion fair value gap guy, he took the same. I think that's the same 30-second I took. I feel proud. But so this is that news, which is doing absolutely nothing so far. But we did open up this 5 minute gap right here. If we could retrace back into this 5 minute gap right now, get a clear reaction out of it, I would 110% take a long out of there. I need a clear like lower time frame confirmation, but hopefully this will pull us back right now because this is 10 a.m. open. Do I have a template for 10 a.m. open? It's right in front of me. I hope my microphone's not picking that up too bad. There's someone using like a chainsaw right outside my window again. I think it's a chainsaw. They keep having trees taken down at like the houses next door to mine. So we haven't tapped into that 5 minute gap just yet, so I can't really take a long yet. Hopefully we can pull back down a little more. The one thing I don't like is that hopefully I hope we're opening up like a 2 minute gap, which we're not. Maybe we can open up a 3 minute. The only thing I don't like this. There's like a 1 minute gap up here, but I don't really like this 1 minute gap because the break even point's like scuffed. And I'm not gonna lie, I just gotta mentally consider, right? So if we do invert this 5 minute, that does mean we haven't tapped. No, never mind. So there's an unfilled 15 minute gap up here above 10 a.m. open. So I couldn't even if we invert this 5 minute, I could not take a short off that. So I gotta hope that we can open up like maybe a 2 minute gap here somehow without inverting this 5 minute. I don't even know that's possible. I mean, yeah, I guess we are delivering from a 5 minute here, but I'm not trying to put an unfilled 15 minute at my stop. Because honestly, I feel like this 5 minute is going to get inverted. I mean, honestly, even if I was going to try to take a sell off this, the risk to reward just cooked at this point. So I guess the only annoying thing is unless this like spikes up in the next 30 seconds. Yes, I mean at this point, I feel like for me to take a long, I'd have to see at least like one of these lows get swept, I feel like. Well, I mean, there is this unfilled gap up there though. Honestly, me personally, I really want to see this low get swept down here on NQ or ES, either one. I don't think it's gonna, yeah, I don't think it's gonna come that low. So honestly, I normally like to say we're delivering from a 5 or a 15-minute gap every time I take a trade. But in this case, I feel like I might be willing to make an exception only because there's an unfilled 15-minute gap right above. And if we're going to create like a 3-minute and then like invert it, I could just go break even at the unfilled gap. And I could have good targets above, to be honest. And I mean, technically, like, we're not directly delivering from a 5 or 15-minute gap, but like, oh shit. Well, I mean, there's got to be a 5-minute, I bet, right? I guess by definition, yeah. I mean, I guess unless we've closed. I don't think we closed to that gap. Oh, we probably did. Well, we're delivering from a higher time frame gap. That's essentially the point. But I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm still looking for longs, I think. That stop loss is crazy. What is that? 120 points? Excuse me? Although honestly though, if we invert this 3-minute, especially with like this next candle close, and if we don't tap into this unfilled 15-minute gap above, I would try this. I would target further than this though, but honestly, I'd probably target the data high, which we haven't even SMT'd at. Oh my god, there's on ES, there's like relative equal highs at the data high. Okay, yeah, so I hope honestly, I hope so. I hope NQ can just stay where it's at right now, so I can get a good close. I just want to double check. There's no 4-minute. Yeah, there's no 4-minute. There's no 5-minute. Yeah, the 3-minute is the highest time frame right now. So in the next minute, yeah. So if in a minute from now, if this 3-minute candle wants to close through this gap without taking the internal high, it's very crucial here. Without taking the internal high, I'll take this. Calm down, Nasdaq. Just stay where you are. Give me a good entry. Oh, calm down. Ugh, it's running away from me. Dude, my stop in this trade is gonna be crazy. Cool, it pulled back a little bit. That's what I like to see. So 10 seconds till this candle close. So I'm getting ready to enter on this candle close. I'm in there. Honestly, my risk isn't that bad. So I'll show my executions. I just want to double check to make sure I'm targeting the right place, right? Because this data high is 960. Cool, 960. So I'm targeting the same place. This is like a 1 to 1.5, I want to say. Honestly, I'll target like 1 tick below data highs. 2 ticks, yeah. Good enough. So I'll go break even when we take this internal high up here. That's not straight at all, but you get the point. So that's my break even point. And honestly, I'm just going to hold my full position all the way up to this for this data high up here, to be honest. Why is ES is so much stronger? I might need to go break even way too early. Because ES is going to put in an SMT, I bet. Honestly, only because I'm targeting an unfilled gap. I will ignore the SMT until this gap gets filled. Yeah, to be honest, yeah. Because I feel like usually when I take trades targeting unfilled gaps, I usually don't look at S&Ts really. Well, I mean, ES hasn't taken this high just yet. I'm pretty sure we're leaving behind equal highs up here, or at least relative equal highs. So I feel like those could get hit. I will admit, I feel like one of the main things going against me in this trade is we inverted that 5 minute gap. But I feel like only because of the unfilled 15 gap, I'm going break even at. I'm comfortable taking this. So I mean, ES still hasn't even taken that most recent internal high. I mean, I'm gonna wait to go break even until NQ takes it, but I'm honestly not liking how this candle is forming. It's whatever though. Not the strongest close. It's a mid close. I mean, I gotta hope at somewhere. I gotta at some point it just kind of shoots up. Because I do feel like on an ideal trade, right? Like best case scenario, right? On a good day, I feel like once we close this gap, we just kind of run straight to that internal high. I think it's kind of funny how crazy my stop loss size in this trade is. I'm only in for 2 micros. What even is my stop loss size? Almost 120 point stop. 100, almost a 200 point take profit. Crazy. You know, I'm surprised earlier this morning when PPI came out, I feel like it did nothing. Like, I feel like normally like the PPI candle is like so big. This morning it was not. I was actually trying to full port PPI on an eval. Like, you know, like you said, like a buy stop and a sell stop, 20 points on each side. And then, well, I did it 30 points on each side. And then neither of them got hit. And I was like, I'll just cancel these. Because, like, what is this news release? Ooh, so I'm back at break even. I want to check. Are these exactly equal highs up there? They're one tick off. I just feel like there's so many good bullish targets. I like how I just said I was back at break even a second ago. Not like it matters, but I feel like in terms of bullish targets though, I mean there's like if we think about where I'm targeting though, this is 10 a.m. open, which is at the same time is also a data high because there was news coming out at 10 a.m. Right above that data high, there's an unfilled 15-minute gap up here, and then like above the unfilled 15-minute gap, there's a 930 wick up here. I feel like 930 wicks are good draws, and then above that 930 wick, there's a data high, which again are good draws. So I feel like there's so many good draws above and like higher time frame. If you zoom out far enough, like we're obviously moving bullish. Like right now, when you zoom in on the 5 minute chart, like yeah, it looks like we're bearish, but eventually at some point we're gonna shift back bullish lower time frame too. And kind of the idea behind this trade is like since we inverted this 3 minute, this is the highest time frame gap separating us from this unfilled 15-minute gap. So even if we're going to remain bearish, we should at least rebalance this unfilled 15 and continue lower. And I'll be break even at that point. But you said, how do you? Mine's not Tibu. What's up? How are you? I'm struggling to read your name. We're kind of just chopping around right now, but I feel like eventually we'll get some momentum. I'm sure we'll get momentum one way eventually. You said hi. Want to learn FX? Well, I mean, I don't trade FX. I trade futures, which is like the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. But I mean, just watch some videos on like ICT concepts. Watch videos on like inverse fair value gaps. Like I trade inverse fair value gaps. So like someone I recommend is Dodgy's DD. He's like a playlist. Like I think it's like 9 videos where he calls it like an IFVG checklist, like inverse fair value gap checklist. Just watch those videos and then just do some testing on your own. And you can keep watching my streams too and ask me whatever questions. This is such chop right now. One thing I don't like is how we're building all these stacked lows right here. But and what can I do? I don't really care too much what stacked lows get formed after my entry. I just try to avoid it if it's like before my entry. You said how many funded accounts do you have? Currently, I only have 3 at Top Step. I was trying to get 3 more at Alpha, but I still haven't passed the eval yet. I used to have more though. You said release a video step by step. Yeah, I definitely should. I don't have too much beginner content. I feel like I should definitely work on that. Oh my god, this right here though, since 10 a.m. has just been straight chopping. More like I guess since 10:05, let's say. You said passing a funding account's very hard. I mean, once you get good at trading, it's not too hard, but so we're running the stacked lows I was talking about, so hopefully we can start reacting up now. I feel like the last area I could see us bouncing off of is EQ this wick. So let's say if we come down here, maybe I could see us bouncing off that, but past there, there's nothing to really support us. Although I mean, at least there's not stacked lows here anymore. That is good. Yeah, this GAN box looks so weird. That is a lot better. So hopefully though, I mean, I want to see this low get swept out and then just keep reacting off of that. You said how long does it take to pass a funded account? I mean, it depends where you are. I mean, like there's certain accounts you can pass in 1 day. I mean, like Top Step, they have like a 50% consistency rule, so you can pass that in 2 days. But I mean, me personally, honestly, it usually takes me like let's say like 2 to 3 days to pass a funded account, only because I kind of full port fundeds. Like I'm sorry, the evaluations. Only because for the sheer fact of like I'm not really trying to be on a evaluation account for longer than I need to be, and I'm willing to fail a few to get to the funded account quicker. So I mean, like hopefully we can close above this down close candle. I feel like that would be a good shift in like microstructure, right? Because I feel like temporarily we're moving down a little bit, right? You said, are you trading on mine to get past funded account fast? What's trading on mine? So I really want to see this candle close strong, to be honest. That wasn't really that strong of a close. But I feel like this could be one of those trades where I'm in it forever. I feel like not actually forever, but it feels like forever. I entered at 10:09. It's only been like almost 20 minutes. This is the type of movement I want to see. Oh, you mean like mini and micro? I mean, I usually trade minis on the eval, but I mean, it's more about like it's not minis versus micros. It's more which you can use to enter the correct position size. Because I usually try to risk the exact same amount per trade, or like I calculate how much I want to risk per trade. And if I can get really close to it with minis, I'll use minis because it's cheaper in commissions. But if I can't get close to it, I'll use micros to like let's say get 2.5 minis if I want to risk like closer to that. So it'd be 25 micros. I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what Nightbot is. I gotta look into Nightbot. Honestly, I feel like the way we're just chopping around, I hope when we hit my break even point, we just keep going up. Because I feel like with this, if we just continue chopping like this, we're just gonna break even me after we hit up there. I wonder how many points away is my break even. Oh, my break even is 53 points away from my entry. Yeah, we're actually getting some good momentum now. And so ES still hasn't even taken this high, so it's not even like there's an SMT at my break even yet. You said pocket broker, real or fake? I don't know what a pocket broker is. You said if it breaks this level, yeah, because I feel like what I'm hoping is when I go break even here, I feel like there's a chance it could reverse here, but the other option is it's just gonna run straight through there and just keep going up. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So there is an SMT with the break even, so ES took it, but I'm honestly gonna wait until NQ takes this to go break even. And there's still ES is gonna hit a data high soon. Is it the 830 data high? Yeah. So I'm getting ready to go break even. It's probably gonna hit. Like this candle, I bet. My break even. I'm just mentally debating if I should go for 1-to-1 instead of the data high, only because I feel like the data high is just so far away. Honestly, though, I feel like I have a lot of things lining up this trade, though. Like, especially like on the 4 hour, too, right? This 4 hour candle has opened. The 4 hour candle manipulated down, and we're tapping into this 4 hour gap, respecting it, right? Yeah, honestly, I'm going for that data high because we're just so bullish. Like, I can give you so many reasons why I like this trade. So I'm getting ready to go break even here. I'll call that break even. I think it made equal highs, yeah. So I'm break even on this trade because we've now tapped into this unfilled 15-minute gap up here, right? We came above 10 a.m. open. So I mean, hopefully we're just coming back into this range a little bit to like tap into a gap or something and come back up. Because honestly, even if this thing stops me at break even, I'm probably just gonna look for a re-entry, to be honest. So I do like. I feel like we are. It looks like we're close to my break even, but only because the volume's so high. This is like 30 points from my break even. I mean, I definitely want to see this 1 minute candle close strong. Because I mean, I really want to see this gap over here get respected. Because honestly, like if this gap over here is not going to get respected, I'm probably getting stopped at break even. So I want to see like come up, break above this new high, right? We have so far to go to my TP. It's not looking good. I'm probably gonna get break even.
Order filled.
Okay, I stopped at break even. So where did my? Oh, I know why. Oh, my chat froze. I gotta fix that. I didn't even notice. You said I have one question. Once I broke the rule on Top Step, can I practice the next day on Top Step? I mean, you can buy another eval, yeah. Here's TradingView. There we are. Okay, cool. So I gotta look at what's the highest time frame. There's a 4 minute we just opened up. Because honestly, if we're gonna react off of like that, off that unfilled 15-minute gap, I could see us moving bearish, to be honest, at least temporarily. So I should probably pull up TradingView so you can see what I'm talking about. That might help. So I'm looking at this 4 minute gap right here. Because we pretty much like just perfectly tapped into this unfilled gap, right? Are those equal highs on NQ? 28, 28. Those are equal highs. Are you kidding me? So honestly, I was just looking at I was honestly, I think I still would have went break even, to be honest, even if I knew that. But those are equal highs. I'm not too sure if that's like a valid reason to go break even. Because that pretty much just break even rated me. But honestly, I feel like if I saw that they were equal highs in NQ, I wonder would I have gone break even? I feel like I should have. He said, "Hey Tim, how you doing, man? Did you take any trades today?" Yeah, I took one trade. I lost, and I literally just got break even on this trade, where I took like a 1 minute. Was it 1 minute? Am I bugging? Why am I so confused right now? Oh no, it was a 3 minute. That's what I'm sorry. So I took this 3 minute inverse right here, and I was targeting like data highs up here, and then it came up and made equal highs with this unfilled 15-minute gap. So I stopped to break even. How are you doing, though, Sam Rat? In New York City, where can I place trades on demo? I mean, TradingView. You can trade on demo and TradingView. You said good this week. Price action L. Yeah, I low key hate the price action this week. You said, can I practice on Top Step just to get used to their platform? Not really. I mean, the evals are only $50 though. Oh wait, no, I said they're 50. I mean, 50 for the activation fee, but I guess they're 89 now. I'm pretty sure it's the new prices. I really wish there was like a 5 minute gap in here I could base a trade off of, but there's really not. Honestly, in hindsight with that first trade, I really should have, when I saw that these were equal highs, I really shouldn't have gone break even yet. Because I feel like leaving behind swing equal highs at unfilled 15-minute gaps not really going to happen. I mean, it could happen, but one thing I'm definitely interested in though, I feel like if maybe like this candle or like maybe the next one, if we invert this 4 minute, it would definitely be something that I would look at. I just don't like though. I'm not trying to put swing equal highs at my stop. I really can't take that. I could take a short maybe if we resweep that high up here. So I mean, what I wonder if I check in trading view, right? Not trading view. Are these equal highs? Yeah. This thing like not perfectly, but I think I entered like there or there and got break evened like there. It's amazing. I feel like price action was looking so good for a second there, and then just made equal highs and didn't go anywhere. Although I mean, in hindsight, like the way I should have played that is just waiting to go break even up here, like past equal highs. Yeah. So in theory, so if I were to play that again though, I would have went break even here, because equal highs, we're not going to leave behind equal highs like that. So I really should have waited to go break even here. You know, so I feel like stuff like this as a trader was so hard. Like even though like I feel like I didn't even notice that. Like I was just focused in. Like I was looking at MNQ and I saw that MNQ swept the high, and I was like, oh, I'm sure NQ did as well. But I didn't realize that we made these equal highs. Like honestly, if I saw that, I would have debated not going break even. And probably this shit's gonna run all the way up here. I'm about to finish the day with a loss because of this break even raid, right? And like imagine if like what if I got my entry a couple points lower? I'd still be in this trade. Because this shit's gonna run all the way up here. I know it. I mean, hopefully we can open up like a 5 minute gap here, and I can get a retracement. But I hate like we're gonna hit this 930 high, which is one of the targets I was looking to target already. And we're SMT at the data high. I was looking at target, so yeah, I hate we're gonna hit this 930 high. I don't want us to hit this 930 high yet. I want to get an entry to there. I can't believe it's 1050 already. When did that happen? Oh, I wish I was still in that first trade. Oh, the earlier trade. So, I mean, we have like 2.5 minutes though till we open this 5 minute. So if we get a rejection out of this 5 minute, I would definitely take another long. So we have like less than 2 minutes till this 5 minute gap over here might open up. So I really hope this can open up and I can get like a lower time frame rejection out of that. Because we still haven't hit this 930 high yet, which is actually nice for me. So we still haven't opened up this 5 minute gap just yet. I still have to wait 1 more minute. Hopefully we actually do open it up though. Because like for me to base a trade off something, I really need a gap here. It's like 40 seconds. It's kind of annoying. And I guess we did come up and invert this 15 minute gap right here, so I gotta be bullish to be honest. I just hate how there's so like in this whole leg right here, there's no like 5 or 15 minute gap really. Because I like to base all my trades off 5 and 15 minute gaps. And honestly, I feel like I shouldn't do stuff like this, but I feel like it's gonna make me feel a little better if this trade were to have stopped me at break even regardless of my decision. Because I feel like the main reason I got upset there for a second was I was thinking if I played this a little differently, like maybe it would have played out different. Like, because when I saw equal highs up here, I thought, oh, maybe I should have waited until after the equal highs get broken to go break even. But it looks like it's not gonna matter regardless. And I guess we're not gonna open up this 15 minute here because we're probably gonna come a little lower. Yeah, I'll count that as a break even to be honest. So yeah, it doesn't matter that I waited or one break even early. Hmm. I feel like the main thing that's like challenging me right now is we're just so choppy right here. Like it's kind of hard to trade inside chop. Oh wait, is this gonna close to this? We're not delivering from anything though. There's not. Yeah, no, I can't take that. Unless there's an SMT at the high actually. Hmm. Honestly, I'm debating on taking a short off of. I feel like I should have looked at honestly. Well, no, the break even's kind of scuffed here. Yeah, this would have been a break even, but I feel like it's taking forever to invert. But like, there's this 4 minute right here. But it's just tricky though, because I feel like we're inverting this 15-minute gap, but there's also an SMT at the high. So I feel like those give me two opposing like biases. I'm looking at like maybe if we open up this 4 minute gap, but the only thing is it's delivering from a 4 minute gap, not a 5 minute. I just wish there was a 5 minute gap here. I gotta be prepared too in case this 4 minute inverts. I feel like I keep going back and forth if I want to take it or not. But there are these. I feel like there's all these stacked lows, right? I feel like I always use gaps as conditions where like if this gap gets inverted, I could be bearish temporarily, but if it's gonna hold, I'll be bullish. I mean, right now it looks like it's kind of holding. So I feel like if I were to take an inverse, like a long, off of this 4 minute gap right here, it would be pretty discretionary because I feel like it's kind of outside my rules to take a trade like that. But I feel like the main thing is there's just all these draws up here I like. There's a 930 high right here, down high. There are SMTs at them, but and I like too. I feel like I like the reaction. Like we came out, swept this low, a very clear reaction off of that low. There's an SMT at least currently holding at that low, and I feel like structurally, Like this 4 minute inverse doesn't look too bad, especially if we close through it like this candle right here that we're forming right now. So there's no longer an SNT at those lows. I guess those are equal lows. I feel like equal lows don't mean as much though in ES, to be honest. Ugh. So honestly, like this 4 minute candle is gonna close in 2.5 minutes. I feel like I would try a long if we get a good close through it. I'm not too sure. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm gonna target. But the only thing is though, like I cannot take that trade if we're gonna take this internal high before we close. Because that internal high is gonna be the break even point of that trade. If I do take it. I still gotta wait 2 minutes for this candle to close, but it is kind of outside my like trading plan to be honest. Because we're like in this case, I'm saying we're delivering from this 4 minute gap, not a 5 minute. But I feel like structurally it just looks good, and I hope I can get an entry because it's kind of flying up right now. I have a minute 40 seconds. Calm down, Nasdaq. Oh, calm down, Nasdaq. So we have 1 minute till this candle closes. Hopefully it can pull back in the next minute so I can get a good like RR here, because it's just flying away from me right now. It's gonna be hard to calculate this position size because it keeps moving so much. Let's see, there 3 or 4 cons pretty much. And honestly, I would not like to see if this thing pulls back like last minute and gives a very poor close. That is not ideal. Yeah, like I want to see it close like right around here. That'd be cool. Just I want it to hang out there for 30 seconds and I'll try this long. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. I want to see us push up a little more. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4. If it closes like that, I'll take it. Yeah, whatever.
Rejected.
What did I try to do? Oh, I'm on. I gotta go to MNQ. That's why.
Order filled.
So I'm in there. I'll show my executions in 1 second. Just trying to set my TPs and everything. So I mean, this isn't. I wouldn't say this is the highest rated trade, to be honest. I'm slightly lower risk on this. My TP's got to be a lot higher though. 960. Yeah. I feel like part of the reason I'm trying this though is because I can get a crazy RR on this. I don't even know if I'd go for that crazy RR. That's like a 1 to 3 almost. Because I just like targeting data highs. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play it by year. I mean, I still got to get into profit first before I start talking about where to TP. Yeah, me personally though, I mean, there's just like there's a 930 high right up here. I love targeting 930 highs. Although I mean, today might not be a good day in terms of price action. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. We'll see. It's not looking so hot right now. Yeah, I'm probably cooked on this honestly. I feel like the main thing going against me on this one was I just wasn't basing it off of a 5 or a 15-minute gap if I were to lose. I feel like that would be the thing going against me. Part of the reason I wanted to try this though is even though I wasn't able to get like my like perfect entry model, I feel like the targets are just so good. Like 930 high above, data high. We're moving with that 4 hour candle, right? Because the 4 hour already manipulated down. 10 a.m. has manipulation. Whatever. If this loses, whatever. And hopefully we can start pulling up because we got to start pulling up real soon. Pretty close to my stop. It's kind of like a doji. So essentially, if it starts wicking back down now, I'm cooked. I need to like follow through with this. Yeah, like yeah, something like that though. Like if it wicks up, right, comes back down, I'm probably cooked here, honestly. Ooh, that's so bad. I'm so cooked. Ooh, that's a pretty strong bearish close in that candle. I'm cooked probably. I mean, I just hold trades till it hits my stop loss though, because I feel like there are days where like I'll just close early and then it just goes my way. Because I feel like higher time frame though, like if you zoom out far enough, like I mean the 15 minute doesn't look too strong right now, but like the 1 hour though, like look, we're wicking into this huge imbalance right here. Like in theory, we should start rejecting out of this imbalance now that we've already wicked into it. Like we wicked into this imbalance twice, so in theory we should just start rejecting back up. And hopefully we can react to this lower sweeping out maybe. But maybe I'm not as cooked as I thought I was. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud yet though. I don't want to jinx myself just yet. You said what's your win rate this week? I mean, this week it's Tuesday. And what I took yesterday, I took a win and a loss of 50%. I mean, I don't know if you count break evens. He said, "Yo, Tim, how are you, man? Sorry, I'm very late. I just got back from a school trip from New Jersey. You're good. I appreciate you showing up whenever you can. How was your trip to New Jersey? But I'm doing good though. How are you?" Uh, my God, prices is chopping so bad today. You said, did you blow up your live account? I mean, I guess you mean a live account, but no, I did not blow my live account. I just withdrew the money from it. You said that not a single person understood FVGs. I'm sure they didn't. But oh my God, dude, I feel like a second ago I thought this trade wasn't looking so bad, but now I'm probably cooked. Just shopping here. Yeah, 'cause honestly, I feel like if we're gonna come down, sweep at that lower, react off it, we're not gonna come down and re-sweep it again, most likely. I mean, like, if price action's chopping like this, we could just start going up out of nowhere, but oh my God, this price action's so not good. You said I didn't get any time to view the markets. How's everything holding up? Honestly, you didn't miss too much today, in my opinion. I'd say price action was kind of ass today. Oh, and PPI did absolutely nothing. I mean, it's 11:11 now. Normally, I always stop entering positions past 11:10 because I feel like it can get kind of choppy toward lunch hour. But I mean, I always hold positions if I'm already in them. I definitely want to see if we're able to start delivering up at some point. I wonder, is there a 1 minute gap here? I mean, not like I obviously would never take a trade off this, but if this 1 minute gap gets inverted, that would look good for me. Yeah, honestly, if this 1 minute gap starts holding, though, I'm probably cooked. There's like what 10 seconds till this candle closes. I really want this 1 minute candle to close strong. You said, "Yo, Tim, you lift, man." Yeah, I lift 6 days a week. I've been working out for like 3 years now. I guess you lift a little bit or a lot of bit. Oh, come on. At least come back to my break even. I feel like the main reason I'm comfortable with like holding through all this chop though, like I feel like on like good price action shouldn't act like this, but I just know like higher time frame, like we're trending up, and I feel like the draws are higher time frame. Oh my god, my take profit's crazy. I wonder what type of RR that is. Oof, I might get stopped out here. I mean, part of the reason I like this trade though is just the RR to that data high. Yeah, I'm probably cooked here. I feel like even like microstructure wise, we're not breaking above this high. We're not making higher highs. We're making lower lows, right? Shit, I was a bit back in April, but I've lost. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. Good for you, bro. There have honestly been so many times today where I'm like, you know what? I'm definitely getting stopped out, and I just don't. I mean, there's even this 1 minute gap here. which is kind of the same thing as last time, where it's like I feel like if we invert this and keep going up, I'm saved. But if we respect it, I'm cooked. I honestly can't believe I'm still in this position. And there's like the only thing I don't like, there's these equal lows, which are swing equal lows down here. I feel like those are a good draw, but I mean, those don't necessarily have to get hit right now. Like, we could leave them behind and they could get hit as a target later, but I'm not the biggest fan of having those swing equal highs. I really want to see this come up here though and start like breaking through like these highs up here, these highs up here, right? Because at least before I was talking about like microstructure wise, right? Like we just kept coming down, making lower lows, lower highs, right? But at least we kind of came up and broke a high for once. You said how many trades did you take today, Tim? I took one loss, one break even, and this is the third trade of the day. And this is definitely the last trade of the day. You know, while we're just sitting here, I mean, I can show you the other trade I took. So I took, it was all the way back here, pretty close to market open. I'm pretty sure it was a 30-second. Going back down now. So pretty much 30-second. Cool. So when I scroll back over here, there was this 30-second inversion. It's a pretty small gap, to be honest. But if you look between, oh, I gotta select my rectangle tool. So between these two 30-second candles, right, we closed through this gap. For targets, right, there was like this 930 high I liked. And then above that, there's like a data high, which I'm currently targeting right now. But so there's 930 high, data high. But I never even got the chance to go break even. And oh my God, what is going on right now? Because I see I'm up so much. What, like, maybe the key was I need to look away. I stared at this position for so long and it didn't move or do anything. Um, you said, is this your full time job? No, I do this part time and I have a part time job. I'm looking to do this full time though. And then you said, I might look for shorts on yes, targeting the 4 hour low if possible and low risk. 4 hour low. I guess you're probably talking about, oh, this low. I mean, me personally, I'm not saying it can't happen. Oh, I should pull up Trading View to explain. I'm not saying it can't happen this 4 hour low, but in my mind, I feel like it's kind of sponsored, where like it's like a low inside of a gap, and there's even like a gap SMT. Like this is just based on the way I trade at least, but like this discounted gap down here, yeah, it got tapped into on NQ, but it never got tapped into on ES. But that's just the way I trade. I should look at this setup. Ooh. So I mean, I'm gonna go break even when we take out this internal high right below at 930 high. Back to my executions. I'm not too sure if I'm really trying to Hail Mary like all the way up here for $1,100. Like, I don't know. Data highs are a strong draw though. It definitely could hit. So my break even is going to be this high up here. You said that was a crazy flip. Honestly, yeah, it was. I feel like I was like higher time frame, I was bullish, and like this essentially shit price action right here, I'll just call it that. I feel like that was making me think like, oh my god, we're not delivering up. Are we really bullish? But it'll be nice though. At least when I can go break even, I can guarantee today won't be a loss. And we're about to hit my 1-to-1 to be honest. If I target this high over here, I feel like that's like maybe a good midpoint. Where I'm not targeting data highs, but I'm still making enough money today. Ooh, so I'm break even there. So I'm basically at 1-to-1. So I could walk away with a green day right now. Do I want to sell? We just hit that 930 high. I was debating targeting that 930 high. Price action shit today. I might just close. I'm gonna full close there. Price action shit today. Honestly, that's such a good point. So yeah, I'm up $43 in the day. Don't get me wrong. We could keep continuing higher. Don't get me wrong. Like we could keep continuing higher, but I don't like price action just chopped for so long. Now that we had a good move, I can't bet this good price action is going to continue, especially when it's 11:30. Like we're getting close to lunch hour. So, I think that was a good close, honestly. I'm saying W close. I'm saying W close on that, honestly. But I'm going to go over all the trades I took today and the reasoning behind them. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could keep going up, but I'm okay with that close, to be honest. I missed out on a couple dollars, but I will definitely take that. So I'll go back to Trading View to show everything that happened today. So, so the first trade that I took, right? So coming into the session, honestly, I'll just clear out all these drawings, to be honest. You said, what's the data high? Is that a real time hours high? Now, a data high is the high that gets left behind. So like at let me go back to 1 minute chart. So at 8:30, we release the producer price index, the PPI. So at least the way I view the market is whenever we release high impact news events on the 1 minute chart, um, those data highs and lows, they're very strong draws. I feel like we just tend to draw to them, especially if when we hit one side, we go to the other side right after. But you said what time frame are you trading? Honestly, I'm trading like the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame, the 1 hour time frame, the 15-minute time frame, the 5 minute time frame, and then every time frame between the 5 minute and the 1 minute I trade, to be honest. But you said it's okay, man. Up $43 is not bad. I mean, honestly, I was down before I made back the money, so I mean, I'll take it, to be honest. And my close is looking kind of fire, to be honest. But so at 9:30 market open, right? So we have this data high up here, left behind at 8:30. And also at this point in time, ES actually did not take out this data high, right? You can see like this high right here. I think my drawing tool, right? So this high over here on ES is the exact same high. We came really close to it right after open, but we never actually swept it. So now it's data highs and it's relative equal highs. So then at 9:30 market open, right? We had this candle right here on ES, right? It's a bigger one. So we left behind, it's kind of the same concept as a data high, a 9:30 high and low. So that wick on the 1 minute candle when 9:30 come, like because it's the New York Stock Exchange open, right? Those 9:30 wicks, at least in my opinion, get hit a lot. So I said, you know what? We kind of have these stacked highs, right? Because I feel like when you have stacked highs, sometimes when you start running them, it's almost like a domino effect, right? Like it's all these people's stop losses getting triggered, and it makes it just keep going in that direction, right? So, between all these stacked highs, data highs, 9:30 high, I was looking to take a long off that, right? Because at this point too, like at this point at 9:30, We were tapping into a higher time frame gap, right? Because 930 is, oh yeah, so 930 is right up here, right? So we sweep out this low, and then, like, for example, in the 1 hour, right? There's all these imbalances here, right? Because think, when we pushed up in this leg, we need to rebalance this leg. So we pushed down a little bit, and I thought we were going to have the reaction then. So the first trade that I took that lost was a 30-second trade. So right at 9:30 market open, right, we had this leg down right here. So once we closed through this 30-second gap right here, I tried a long. And the thing was, I wanted to go break even when we took the internal high on NQ or ES. But the thing was, we never actually took that 930 high. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We actually did take that 930 high, but I guess I was fading that only for the sheer fact of I'm just gonna double check to make sure my executions I'm looking at the right thing, right? Because I took this first execution. It was like I tried this at like 10 o'clock. Oh, that's what I tried. That's why I'm confused. I understand what's going on here. So it was this 30-second right here because there was an S&T at the 930 high, but this gap right here opened up and I took an inverse off that. And I was saying, you know what? I can get some good risk to reward here. I can go break even when we take out this 930 high essentially. So I figured that was a good trade because even though ES already took out the 930 high, NQ didn't, and I'm looking like stacked highs, data high. I'm just bullish higher time frame, right? So I lost on that trade really quickly, within like 10 seconds, I feel like 20 seconds. And then so I'm still bullish. I saw we had this large manipulation down. You said, man, these 2-point IFVGs don't really mean anything. I mean, yeah, the smaller IFVGs don't mean too much, but also, I mean, I feel like if your draw's right, like if you're targeting that direction, they kind of work. But so we pushed all the way down here. At this point, I was waiting until that news at 10 a.m. came out. So yeah, 10 a.m. news pretty much did nothing, but so it left behind another data high up here. So now we have one data high, a 930 high, another data high. We're moving bullish order flow, higher time frame, and we're rejecting out of this higher time frame fair value gap, right? On top of that, we've even on the 4 hour at this point, there's this discounted. So it's not like in discount literally, but it's like more discounted than this other one over here. Like in terms of premium discount, right? If we look at equilibrium of this range, we didn't hit EQ, but this is the closest we're probably going to get. So I saw a clear reaction out of that 4 hour. I was looking to take a long. I'm pretty sure the long I took was, this is the one I got break even on. I'm pretty sure it's a 4 minute. Pretty sure I took a 4 minute. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I took. Or wait, no. I'm getting myself confused here. I took it at 10:08. It was a 3 minute maybe? It was a 3 minute. Yeah, well, okay. So the trade I got break evened on was this trade right here. So we opened up this 3 minute fair value gap right here and we closed through it immediately. Like those are my highest rated inversions. When we create a gap and close through it immediately after, it's immediately higher rated. And again, we still have relative equal highs, 930 high, all these things I've been talking about before, and we're bullish higher time frame. So what ended up happening was we tapped into this unfilled 15-minute gap. Well, we technically made equal highs, to be completely honest. MNQ tapped into it, so that made me go break even. I was going back and forth with if we're gonna make equal highs, swing equal highs too, inside of an unfilled 15-minute gap. It's not really unfilled because we still need to sweep out these swing equal highs, and we technically haven't rebalanced the unfilled 15-minute gap yet because the main reason I was taking this trade is we opened up this unfilled 15-minute gap right here. So if we're going to invert the highest time frame gap in this leg, separating us from the unfilled 15, we should rebalance it, right? So that was the trade idea here. And I can go break even once we tap into the unfilled 15, and I could hold it to wherever I want to go, right? So This thing came to the unfilled 15 and stopped me at a break even. So at this point, I'm still looking for long opportunities, right? Bias is still the same. So at this point, I was able to catch this last long opportunity, right? Which is this 4-minute fair value gap right here. So, oh, my entry was down here. Yeah. So this 4-minute fair value gap right here. So it's pretty small, honestly. And one thing to keep in mind though, with both of these two trades, the most recent one I just explained and this one thing low key going against me was that I thought oh yeah, here, oh that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this 5-minute gap right here, right? If we're gonna remain bullish, we really shouldn't invert this 5-minute. And if we are gonna invert this 5-minute gap, we should at least take out this internal low down here, so we can say like this 5-minute gap kind of did its job and we delivered to something. But then that never actually happened. Like neither NQ or ES took out this low. So it's kind of weird that we inverted this 5-minute and still continued higher. But that first trade, I was willing to go against that 5-minute inversion only because there was the unfilled gap above. In this trade, so normally I like to base my trades off of 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps. Today, I kind of made an exception, honestly. So the exception that I made was we were reacting out of a 4-minute gap today. See, like there's this little 4-minute gap here. We put in a low inside it, and we clearly swept out that low and reacted off of it. And again, kind of the same story as last time, where we inverted it immediately right after. So, yeah, so we weren't delivering from a 5 or a 15-minute gap like I normally like to base all my trades off of, but I just had a strong bias, honestly. That was kind of discretionary. So, trying to think if I'm missing anything. Yeah, and honestly, don't get me wrong, I could have held for those data highs up here, but me personally, I'm more of a trader that likes taking something I call the low-hanging fruit. So whatever's most obvious to me, and honestly, like I had already taken a loss on the day, and we took out these 930 highs, and honestly, I could see us reacting off these 930 highs, and you could see we kind of did have a reaction, right? Like my entries here, right? After we took out these 930 highs, we pushed all the way back down here and came like 10 points from my break even. So like honestly, I don't even know if I'll get break even yet. But like for example though, I know if this thing did come down break even me, I'd be pissed because I had the opportunity to walk away from the day green and I didn't. Like I know you can't think in terms of money, you got to think in terms of the chart. But me personally, even though I say I'm confident in all these areas, like this data high, I keep saying I'm confident in all these areas hitting. If price action is gonna act like this shitty, I'm not willing to hold a trade through this shitty price action. Like we're not trending right now. Well, like we are, but it's not clean price action. But does anyone have any questions about anything I just went over or anything at all? Because I feel like I just yapped for like a lot. But honestly though, I'm calling this a W close because there's definitely a chance I could get break even. I'm gonna I'm gonna record a video for my Instagram story real quick, but you guys can feel free to ask any questions while I'm doing this. You said where did you get out? Oh yeah. So honestly, I closed pretty much almost exactly at 1-to-1. I was like debating on closing at the 930 wick, but I saw it get swept and I saw it kind of come back down, and I was like, nah, I'm not messing with that. I'll show my I have so many drawings on this chart over here. But so I got out what at 76. So it's like right here. I should have targeted that 930 high, but I kind of realized I got swept and I was like, nah, just get me out here. So a couple points below the 930 high. And I entered like 716, 50. My stop was there. So like almost a perfect 1-to-1 pretty much. When I technically should have gotten that, but I mean I'm not gonna go crazy. Yeah, I'll record my video for my story real quick though. I'm calling that a W close. Just finished up live stream. I took 3 trades on stream. I took 1 loss, 1 break even, and I finished up the day with a win. I'm up like 43 bucks. I could have been up a couple dollars more, but honestly, it wasn't a red day, so I'll take it as a win. I feel like price action wasn't the best, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with the way I handled things, but overall, W day. Yeah, but I guess since no one has any questions, one thing I really want to remind you guys is Alpha Futures is running a sale for Thanksgiving, so they're doing 25% off all evaluations until the end of the week, which is like the 30th. So definitely check that out, and you can use discount code TIMB272. That'll get you that discount. So I highly recommend checking Alpha Futures, and also join the free Discord in that pinned comment. I'm very active in there. You can tag me anytime. I'll respond. I'd be happy to speak to any of you guys. And also, I'll be back tomorrow. I do this Monday through Friday. I'm just taking Thursday and Friday off because of the holiday, but I will be back tomorrow morning. But so definitely come by. But I appreciate everyone stop by. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.